Mills fashions a kick back towards the wing for Lady! Left now, lines them up. It's coming back. Hawks is the biggest man there.
G'day guys, welcome to Red Time. Jared Barker, Mason Cox, back for episode 17 of Red Time. Wowee.
Haven't been fired yet.
No, we're still here, which is good. 17, it's a lot of episodes.
Yep.
And in 8 episodes' time, we'll be speaking about the grand final, I'm pretty sure. 8 weeks, or 4 weeks left.
Yeah.
4 weeks of finals, so 17 plus 8.
By weekend.
20, yeah. And hopefully you guys are in the grand final. That's what we'll be speaking about. But I guess time flies when you're having fun, Coxy. How you been, mate? Last week of July, a bit of cold weather.
Yeah, I know. I've been seeing all my friends enjoying summer back in the States. It's
must be a hard watch, hey?
It's
seeing
a
all
tough
the
watch.
Instagram
4th of July is a
stories.
real downtime for me.
It
It's
would
like
be.
peak winter here, and everyone else is just living the dream watching fireworks.
Yes.
Being absolute hooligans. But I feel like the weather here has gotten better. You're starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. So there's a bit of positivity.
Yeah, 1 month until the spring, so
Oh, jeez, you really...
yeah.
Counting down.
Can't wait. Spring's
Counting
a
down.
great season. Favourite season of mine, actually, the spring.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Bit, spring racing carnival, finals footy,
Yeah.
good weather. Yeah,
I'm a summer guy.
I know you are.
Summer tennis.
Yeah, I prefer it over the winter. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah.
Let's get cracking into this. So we've spoken about player honesty already on this podcast this season, but Toby versus Papley, this just keeps on evolving. This is terrific. So Toby Greene called Tom Papley overweight in the halftime interview. We all know that. It was clearly tongue-in-cheek, but in a potty during the week, Toby shared Papley's response. I think it was on Instagram. He sent him a video of his skin folds getting checked, or a picture of him eating McDonald's as well, which I think is awesome. That just shows good spirit. But should we be more open to this kind of banter in the game? And as an industry, I guess, are we becoming too sensitive about lighthearted comments, or is criticism of this fair in this instance?
I mean, every year I feel like the media is asking for more personalities every year. And this made me smile.
Yeah.
And this will be talked about. You know why? Because it pumps up the Sydney Derby. People will care about the Sydney Derby more because they want to see these two go at it.
Yeah.
Very similar positions too. Like kind of very much like the image of both teams in a sense of just the characters and stuff. And I mean, the audacity for him at halftime to make that comment, being down, and then to back it up
You're
as
looking over
GWS.
how you go in the second half. That's great.
I'm like, hey, you took a bit of a gamble because it could have gone really bad and they could have just got spanked for the rest of the game. And you're sitting there talking trash at a halftime interview. Not the best look for the club. But luckily, not like, I mean, they proved it, but like they ended up coming back and essentially making Tom look like a bit of a dunce.
Yeah.
And I love it. I mean, I think like I'm always a person that's always going to encourage personality, encourage things like that. And I think a bit of trash talk is good for a rivalry, right? Like you talk about these things from like the showdown in Adelaide. It's like if you have that happening in the showdown in Adelaide, that really just kind of, solidifies how much hate they have for each other. And then it gives like almost an image for people to hate in a sense. And then it just kind of makes the experience more entertaining for the fan.
Yeah.
And I think with them doing this, like, I love it. I remember I saw it and a huge smile came on my face and I was just like,
it was clearly a joke. It was clearly a joke, right? Straight away, it's like, yeah, he's looking overweight. We'll see how he goes. Like, it's funny, right? It's funny. I like just
because
harmless
both
banter is good.
Bubbly personalities in that sense of like, give a bit.
It
like,
helps
I
that
think
Tom
it's okay.
took it well and actually bought into the byplay with it, with these responses during the week as well, like messaging him on Insta with eating Maccas and the skin folds check. Like that's hilarious.
And I'm sure they've done plenty of media ops between the two of them, like promoting Sydney, that they know each other quite well. Like they've met each other before. It's not like a tongue-in-cheek with someone they have no relationship with whatsoever.
And they know that they'll both bite back.
Yeah. Like they're very well aware of that. And I love it, man. I look at like things like the McGregor versus Mayweather fight, right? Yeah. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, they did this PR campaign, like 3 different places. They're talking trash on stage, acting like they're going to fight on stage.
Yeah.
You know what? An hour after that fight, they're sitting there taking shots together in Vegas, you know, and they're both going, we just made millions
and
millions of dollars.
Yeah. It's great.
And I think it's a bit of entertainment. As long as both sides are comfortable doing it and you're not taking pot shots at someone, I think it's fine. I think it adds to the entertainment. And as long as the media is not sitting there going like, oh, this person shouldn't say that or that. They're like, hey, we asked for more characters, so we're going to give them leeway to be themselves so that we can talk about them two beefing as part of like our broadcast for the week.
Yeah.
And it makes it interesting. It makes people listen. It makes us talk about it on a podcast.
Correct.
It adds to it.
Gives us good content. But have you ever been called overweight on a footy field? Or what's the best sledge you've either copped or dished out yourself?
I mean, I was in Frankston last week, and
that can get rowdy.
Oh, sell out. It was like after every goal, someone's car was backfiring as one of the celebrations. It was the most Frankston thing you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
You can imagine with the glasses, there's quite a bit of feedback on that one.
Yeah.
There's a comment that sticks out in my head, but I don't think I can say it on the podcast. But essentially, it looked like a intelligently disabled giraffe running around the football field chasing a butterfly. I think that was the best feedback I've ever got.
A giraffe.
And you can imagine the word that was used. I'm not going to say it, obviously, but like,
So I'm thinking about a word that was used.
Yeah.
Giraffe.
Yeah. Chasing
a butterfly around on a field. That's great. Yeah.
And I actually didn't see it. My brother told me about it. I think it was online somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
And, I kind of laughed. And I was like, you know what? Pretty good sledge.
That is what I look like. That is what I look like.
And it stayed in my mind. This was like 10 years ago. And this has still stayed in my mind.
When you first started.
Yeah, when I first started.
And you took it well when you first started too. It's not like you...
Well, so it's true. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out what the rules were, much less run around and try to bounce a ball.
No, very good. I think you're right with this. If I can just finalize this segment by saying, as long as you don't cross a line, which you did mention too, like things that are racist, no, right? Anti-gay slurs.
Yeah.
There's obviously a line that you don't cross, like the obviously maliciously derogatory stuff is what you can't do. But I think the lighthearted comments, when you have the context and know it's a joke, sometimes it's good to just sit back and not take things too seriously, because in life you'll be better for it. But when you enjoy a sport, like you said, these players make the game and make us watch. So,
part of the theatrics.
Yeah, I agree.
And it would be interesting to see how the media would have reacted if GWS got spanked. If they didn't come out in the second half,
if it backfired,
and didn't win. Technically backfired, but if they didn't come out and win that game and come back from the deficit they were in, I'd be interested to know how the media would have treated Toby Greene after that comment at halftime.
Yeah, it's a good point. Speaking of Toby Greene, just very quickly, his leg kick to the groin region of Banter. Did you see this?
Dude,
so
what?
I know. Should it be a suspension? Let me ask you that.
Look, I will say, if you're taking my opinion, pretty intentional. Not very often do I do a horse kick backwards on someone. But I guess
a giraffe kick, right?
Probably a giraffe kick, longer legs. But yeah, that's an interesting way. I think it can get under your skin whenever you're playing as a forward, right? And your front shoulder on someone, and you got someone essentially just forklifting you up the whole game and not letting you grab your hips and all that. And the umpires don't give a damn anyway. So I think that gets under your skin, especially Toby. We all know Toby can have a bit of he has a thick skin, but you can get under it at times. That's an interesting way to retaliate. I've never thought of that.
It's different, but kicking is just such a no-go. I'd be so happy with that just being an extra 1 week on top of the 1 week that he copped for his, forearm to the back of Isaac Heaney's head. So you got to take the good with the bad with Toby. I just found it interesting.
Just keep your feet on the ground, Toby. Stop raising your cleats.
Be hard.
Just stop the cleats, please.
Does he wear metal studs? That's interesting.
Oh, imagine that if he had metal studs on, clipped it. Okay, yeah.
Right. Anyway, Greg Swan did say he wasn't sanctioned because he didn't actually connect technically. And because of the issue with the current table of offences where it's 0 weeks or 3 weeks, it couldn't be either of them. And if GWS did challenge any sanction, they would have actually won at the tribunal. Which is why there was no suspension.
Bit of a waste of time for everyone.
Just because of the way the table works. So that's one thing that we said needs to be fixed and will be. Now, Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera, what'd you make of him?
Dude,
that last 30 seconds.
The part of me that loves this the most is the fact that there's so much commentary of how much he's worth.
Yeah.
And then he's just
up there. Goes,
boys and girls, let me just win this game and just make the hype train keep going and going and going. He's sitting there looking at his bank account going, geez, next contract.
How can
I mill after that game because everyone's going to be interested. We can add another 5 clubs to the list. It's this kid. I love it. I absolutely
He's a freak.
Love it. He is a freak, and I got so much respect for him. The confidence to do what he did in that game was incredible. You just don't see that very often, especially in a game that's so many players can influence a game. To see one person do it at that capacity was incredible. Loved it. Absolutely.
You know what the best part of it was? I was just sitting there in bemusement, laughing and smiling at what was unfolding because it's just crazy. And you saw Ross Lyon laughing and smiling.
Oh my God.
The same thing in the coach's box as well. The funniest thing, half of why I was smiling and laughing, is because at the start of the quarter, I sent a message to a group chat that I'm in.
Oh, no.
Just tongue in cheek. And I wrote, send the Saints to Tassie.
No.
And then what happens? Half an hour later, Nasiah takes the P155 and carries them to the, record-breaking comeback at three-quarter time. So I'm not going to say I claim it for the jinx, but anyway, very funny stuff. We don't need to dissect what he did, but I thought it'd be good to rank our favourite after the siren goal.
Can I ask this about it? Do you think the way Melbourne handled that, do you reckon Melbourne lost that game or St Kilda won the game?
It's both. You need everything to be perfect, both on Melbourne's end and St Kilda's end, because Clayton Oliver missed a shot at goal only a minute before that as well, which he sprayed. He was 15 metres out. You got the 666 error. Yep. You need Nasiah to take the hanger and kick that goal and then have the IQ to set up that last play as well from the 666. Like, everything had to be perfect, and it literally was. So we're not going to see a finish like that too many times for the rest of our lives. Yeah. That's how nuts it is.
I love Nick Rewalt in the box that he was commentating that game too.
Yeah,
he was
good commentary.
Eating it up.
Good
Absolutely
commentary.
eating it
Speaking
up.
of good commentary, I'm gonna touch on some good commentary because I want to rank our favourite after the siren goals. I think you got a top three there.
Yep.
And if you do, I want you to run us through it.
Top three and a wild card.
Well, do your top three and then give us your unlucky to miss.
Top three. We got 3 Jack Noons at Carlton versus Freo 2020.
Yeah.
From the angle.
Such
a
good kick.
Very tough kick. Love the celebration also. I think he was just as surprised it went in as everyone else. But incredible celebration. That I think was purely got number 3 because of difficulty.
Yeah.
Difficulty from there, right? Number 1 is also there. We'll get there.
But Noons kick, you know what? Another thing that was good about that, he was just telling the cameraman to get out of the bloody way.
Yeah.
He was moving all the cords and the seats.
Which I love because it's like almost as though you're outside of like play.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to be even able to have that opportunity. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to extend this playing field to essentially accommodate for what I'm about to do.
I reckon that was the highest degree of difficulty of all the ones we're about to mention for sure.
Now, 2, I've got Luke Shuey. West Coast versus Port Adelaide at Port Adelaide.
Yes.
It was an away game, and it was also a final in 2017.
Yeah, the high free kick.
That high free kick, the cheeky grin he had after he had gotten it, knowing it was, one of those high free kicks that's just like, I definitely ducked my shoulder.
How would you feel as a player if you copped that? You on the receiving end of giving away a high free kick, knowing he raised his arm, and you lose a final because of it?
As the tallest player to ever play AFL, man, I've done it plenty of times in my life, and I will continue probably, unfortunately, to do it. But you would be what do you say? What did you call it? How do you say that?
What?
PI55? Is that what you say?
Yeah, the P155.
P155.
You can say
sorry. That's very
piss
Aussie.
is fine.
Okay, piss. Okay, yeah. I'd be livid. But I mean, under that pressure in the scenario and everything else, it was credit to him slotting that. So that goes number 2. And number 1, I mean, I can't look past this because I was involved in it. Jamie Elliott, Essendon, after the siren, coming out of back, like literally from a missed set shot, bang.
It hit the post as well, Harry Jones for Essendon.
Yes.
They could have sealed the game.
Darcy Moore kicks to Trip Bianco, I want to say.
Yeah.
He kicks to Jamie Elliott over the top. 2 Essendon players are almost like closing in on him, and it's just like perfectly weighted straight to his chest. Puts the hand up, says, I'm taking this, owning the moment. Siren goes right before he kicks it and absolutely slots it. I remember just sitting on the bench going like, this is insane. This is so good.
Can I add in there that the most underrated part of the Jamie Elliott match winner was the commentary? So you guys were wearing black armbands that day because Billy Picken had passed away during the week.
Yeah.
And a quote synonymous with Billy Picken was, "Here comes Billy," whenever he flew for a mark back in the day.
Yeah.
And in the commentary, when you guys were celebrating with Jamie Elliott on the boundary, Alison Nicholson, I think it was, calling. He said, "Dare I say it, here comes Billy." And I thought that was brilliant. And it's one of the moments of that goal that doesn't actually get spoken about. That was a brilliant piece of commentary. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's good.
So look back at it and listen to it, and you'll know what it means now.
All right. I'll give you my left field.
Go.
Which happened this year.
Ooh.
Geelong, Jack Crisp breaks the consecutive games record.
So you reckon it would have been up there?
Free kick out of the middle, marks it 45 out. Siren goes, has an opportunity to win the game.
Yep.
Family there, kids there. Would have been just an iconic moment for the IFL. Fortunately, didn't happen.
Yep.
But I look at that one, I was like, if that went through, place would have been a rocking.
In his milestone game as well.
Milestone game at the G. Like, it would have been incredible.
No room for miracle on grass?
See, that was before.
Speaking of
That was
milestone,
before my time, so I don't feel as though like I'm as connected with it because I didn't even know AFL existed at that point.
That's actually a good point.
So, well, give me your top ones that you've got.
Well, the only ones I'll add in there that I want to shout out, like I did put Wanganeen-Milera in there, but we spoke about that. So Ash McGrath's Miracle on Grass is my number one. 2013, the massive comeback from the third quarter. I think they were 50 odd points down at that stage. The end-to-end transition. Jed Adcock's on the ground. He had to feed a handball out, and
nuts.
The ball landed in the arms of Ash McGrath. I think that was crazy. The storyline as well is phenomenal.
Like, he marks it, siren goes. So he's got
50 odd out. He has to kick it from like 53.
He's got time. He knows the game's on his boot.
Yeah,
like,
that's pressure.
That is pressure 101.
That is absolute pressure.
100%.
Shout out as well quickly to Carmichael Hunt in 2012. So former rugby league star. Shot after the siren. Gold Coast first season. Beating Richmond up in Queensland, I think it was. And Danny Stanley split his eye open, I reckon. Or forehead or eye, regardless. His head was bleeding through the celebrations because he clashed heads with someone because they were jumping all over each other. So that's an underrated moment as well. You got to give him credit for that.
Man.
Going all in on the celebrations. Where would a shot after the siren rank in terms of like achievements
as far
in the
as sports?
AFL? Well, no, in the AFL.
In the AFL.
Like, Premiership would be number one. But like a goal after the siren, where would you put that?
Goal after the siren, I think that's like you grow up playing that in your mind. Like, you even say it, like, you're kicking for goal. You're like, oh, siren's gone.
It's always a grand final.
Oh, my gosh, grand final. Siren's gone. The pressure's on. You got to kick this. I think it's like one of those things as a kid you grow up, and that's kind of like what you dream of being able to do. So I think there's a bit of like fantasy being fulfilled in that sense whenever you have that opportunity to do it. I don't know. Like, you asked me, would you rather have a goal of the year? Or sorry, would you rather have a mark of the year, or would you rather have a goal after the siren?
But it has to be a really good mark of the year, not like a crap.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, being a person not from here, and like the one spectacle that I thought was amazing and blew my mind whenever I first heard of AFL was the Specky.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I took a mark of the year Specky that was just like Magic Doll back in like 2019 or whatever, never did that against us, I was like, that would be cool.
A Specky over a goal after the siren.
I know it's crazy to say, but I think with my background, that's why I would like it.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because I that's what I replay. The go after sirens are cool, but like I think this sounds so casual the way I'm saying it. Like,
they're okay.
It's okay.
It happens sometimes, but marks, they don't happen.
But I think
they don't happen 100 times a game.
Yeah, exactly. It's Specky's once every, well, if you're German, how once a game. So that's what I would say. But still freaking impressive.
Into the final month of footy, mate. So every game matters that little bit more at this stage. I want to take you to something that Darcy Moore and Craig McRae both said after the weekend, which is that Collingwood has increased its training loads ahead of a tough 3-week run. So you got Brisbane this week before a 5-day break into Hawthorn, and then Adelaide away as well. How much does that intensity in training loads matter at this time of the year? Like, what does increased loads actually mean in terms of like the drills you're doing, recovery, gym work, mental prep? What does that all look like behind the scenes?
Well, we've got Jared Wade's head of S&C at our club, and he does a lot of the management stuff. So this, man, you wouldn't believe how many numbers go into these.
Very meticulous.
Oh, like, there's so much that I just kind of look at it and it just looks like a foreign language. But they have so many numbers for every player. Like, we have GPSs obviously that dissect all of our running, the capacities of running, whether it's, cutting back and forth, or if it's sprint work, or if it's like kind of jogging, things like that. And it's all broken down, and they kind of take this and statistically analyze, where it's at and where players are and their loads and how much they can take. And like, even on the bench, I feel like they have like a, whenever you play like a video game, you have like a bar that says like red, green, yellow, or like
health and
80%, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure they have that for the players in that sense. And that's how much like data they have and how they're able to kind of manage players in a sense of who's played over their minutes that they usually play and who has more energy than what they would usually have. So there's so many things that go into it. For us, I think around these like 3 weeks, like, we have a 5-day, we have a 6-day turnaround this week, and a 5-day turnaround next week. So it is, back to back, essentially short weeks. So for us, that kind of means that we do a bit more recovery in that sense. You have less days to recover, so you try to maximize those. In our trading loads, we might do, a little bit less match play and full ground stuff just because we're more, I guess, trying to prep for the game in a recovery sense from the previous game. Where other ones we might have a 8K session, 9K session, whatever it is, where we might be on a 7 or 6 now.
Is your prep, like you being prepared for the games in this 3-week stretch, would you put that down more to the deloading that you now do on the short breaks, or does it genuinely set you up when you have, increased loads in the weeks preceding this tough stretch?
Yeah, I think you want to kind of like average out to be the same.
Yeah.
Right? So like if you have shorter days, like if you're taking like kilometers done per day, like you want to have that pretty much the same, I think, no matter if you're playing a short week or a long week. And some, just depending on where players are and resting players and things like that, we've done different things throughout the year to try to manage that. But yeah, for us, like we might do a bit more fundamentals, rather than full groundwork or something. Yep. If we want to have a short week and we want to kind of take off legs a bit, we might have an extra day off somewhere if, we're in a long week or something like that. So a lot of it comes down to that S&C coach. Each one has a different system they believe in. We've had S&C coaches that, believe in running 400s after a game and think you need to flush the legs. And we have other ones that think, you take a day and a half off. So it's changed throughout the years, I think. And I think it's definitely better now in the sense that we, as an older group, as a group that's more mature, I think we're giving more responsibility to the players in a sense.
Yeah.
And then we have clear direction of kind of what each probably 3 or 4 week block of games looks like.
Yeah.
And they kind of run us through that before it happens.
Well, every S&C staffer will have their own systems, but every club will do it differently as well. Do you think it's better to be more fresh leading into finals and well rested, or battle hardened and training harder?
I think it depends on your list where it's at. To be honest, if you have players that are coming back from injury,
it might not be one solution, but
I don't think there's a perfect solution for anything. Some teams might need a bit more, feel as though they're on a roll to get into finals in a sense, like being able to smash a few teams and have that confidence going into it. Others might say, hey, we're confident in our game plan, we know what we're doing. And it's more about just making sure our players are, suited to play at their best capacity whenever finals time comes around. So it's a bit of management of two things, I think.
Yeah. What about mentally, though? Because as much as it's a physical battle and a war of attrition, they say as well, there's a mental battle here too, right? Like, how do you actually stay mentally driven for these August games when September is looming? And you can compare that, what you're doing now, to 2023. Because you guys, with 5 rounds to go, you were 6 wins ahead of 5th in 2023. So you could say you didn't have a lot to play for. Not to say that you guys went out there trying to lose, or not trying to win, but you lost 3 of your last 5 games with a massive lead at the top of the ladder. So you're basically locked in. You compare it to this year where you're on top, but still not guaranteed top 4, and there's only 4 games left, so you need to keep on winning. Yeah, like you can compare the two; they are completely different. But what's more beneficial?
I don't know. I think like the last 2 games, you want to smash teams.
Yeah.
Because then you go, okay, sweet.
In form. Get form at the right time.
You want to be in form for the last 2 games. Because then you go, sweet, we know what we're doing. We're all pretty confident in what we're doing. Everyone's playing pretty well. We're connected really well. And then you kind of go, okay, sweet. We've won those 2 games. Maybe you substitute someone who's a bit older or something like that in the sense to kind of keep them fresh. But I think you want to have those 2 games, get to the bye week, have a freshen up, which is the whole reason the bye week exists before finals.
Yep.
And then you feel as though you're fresh and you're also in form, and then you go into the first final.
Yep.
I think that's the perfect way, if that makes sense. But like you say, anything can kind of happen. People can get injured in the last 2 games, and then it kind of throws the whole team off. Who knows?
They can, and touch wood that it doesn't happen. So Lions, Hawks, Crows, D's for you guys. But there are 9 matchups between now and the end of the home and away season between the current top 9 teams. So a lot can still happen and will happen. Now, before we look ahead to round 21, there are a couple of little tidbits I want to get to here, Coxy. So the AFL will soon announce the final round fixture with the Gold Coast Essendon Rogue catch-up game. Needs to fit in somewhere. It's slated for Wednesday right now, as has been reported, of the bye week, which is like a Wednesday game. This is going to have massive finals implications because Gold Coast will be pushing for the top 4. That's a massive percentage booster. No disrespect. Like, if you're Essendon, what are you playing for in the bye week when your season should be finished? You booked your Euro trip and, Mad Monday's been postponed. Like, if you're Essendon, what are you playing for?
Some guys might be playing for a contract, but I think most of them probably mentally are already in Bali.
Yeah.
They're looking towards the 20th team in Bali Echoes.
This could
It's an interesting
be
one.
what Gold Coast needs to make top 4.
But that's the other side of it, right? Is Gold Coast is going, all right, well, they'll probably know by the time that game is played,
it's the only game,
whether or not they win and they make top 4, or if it doesn't matter, they're making like 5, 6, or whatever it is. So if it's a doesn't matter game, it's like, neither team will probably even. I mean, like, do you play your players? Like, if the game is literally a dead rubber match and it's like no team's going to get any benefit from winning or losing the game, it doesn't matter. Like, what do you do as a coach? Do you sit there and say, hey, we're going to get the same rest time as, like, if you're Gold Coast, do you say, we're going to rest all of our players and have the same experience as the other 18 or other 7 teams that are playing finals?
Yeah.
Or do you just kind of go, all right, maybe we'll just take it as a momentum game and hopefully we get up early and we just kind of roll out and cruise.
They might need to win to secure a home final.
That's the hope the AFL has, I assume,
yeah.
is like saying like, hey, we hope that it's a win for the top 4 kind of thing, or a win for a home final. Like there's something in it for the Gold Coast, so then they don't just play their VFL side. But I kind of look at it and it's like, it's a terrible situation in the sense of like that game being scheduled on a Wednesday there. Like that's not ideal for either team. But I think Gold Coast, you like kind of look at it and you go, well, if we're not going to get anything out of it, then like we might as well try to put ourselves in a position that the other 7 teams of finalers are going to be in. So we'll rest our guys.
Yep, I think that would be fair enough as well. Now, quickly, Jezza 100 watch. Does he get there? He's on 69 at the moment, 4 games of the home and away season, plus at least 2 finals. They are going to be in the top 4.
And they've got West Coast. I think they got play West Coast still, so you'll probably have 20 there.
I believe Essendon again, Port Adelaide as well. So
I don't think
they're good. They're good matchups. They include finals as well. At least 2 finals, potentially 3 finals.
It'd be pretty wild if you got into Granny.
Storming the field in a final. Are you for that? It's tradition.
I don't think they'll allow it. I would love it because it's such a unique thing. I don't think it'll that is going to be such a rarity.
They'll allow it.
Do you reckon they'll allow it?
Yeah.
If it's
a grand final, Collingwood versus Geelong, you're out there. You're 5 goals up, third quarter. He kicks his 100th. The crowd storm the field. Would you be frustrated at that?
If I'm playing against him, I'd be livid.
Yeah.
You look at the St Kilda game. It's like never over till it's over. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like
you lose the momentum and
you just lose the energy. I think of a grand final if you're sitting there and you have that. I mean, you look at whenever Buddy kicked his 1000th. It's like the game. Like who cared about the rest of the game? Like you might as well just call it at that point. You know, like the whole energy of the game goes out. You're 45 minutes till you get back to playing. It's like it's a huge stop. I mean, I look at last year. We played Melbourne in the last round, and then we had like the lightning delay. We're sitting there, I walk into the rooms, and there's like Eskies full of beer. And I'm like,
they look
crack one open now. I mean, we've got like 5 minutes left out there to go play. Like, you're kind of sitting there going, like, well, I mean, there was no point for either team. There's no benefit for either team in that game. It was a dead rubber match. You're kind of going, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Like, obviously you want to play, but like at that point, I think it was like midnight by the time we actually finished. So I'm not a fan of them probably rushing on a finals game.
It'd be a big call for AFL House to make.
It'd be a big call.
Take it off, yeah.
It'd be cool because it's like such a unique thing. It doesn't happen very often.
In a grand final as well could be the last time that happens.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think security will allow it.
There are dangers that come with it being a final and a big occasion. Speaking of the Cats, at what point does eating a kebab on a bench become disrespectful? Or is that disrespectful? Or what food would you have to be munching on the bench for it to be classified disrespectful?
I'll say this, it's not respectful, but I wouldn't think it's like super disrespectful. I think like
there's a scale, right? There's a disrespectful scale.
I think it's more people look at it as disrespectful because it was a kebab. If it was like just a protein bar or something like that, we look past it. We don't care.
We also say kebab here.
Kebab, kaboob, whatever you want to call it. I think because of the type of food it was, people looked at it and was like, wow, okay, you really just don't care. Yeah. Like, this is a messy food you're eating. It's
the ultimate, clean. Like, I've done my job today.
Yeah. I'm ready for my late night snack. Yeah. You know, it's like, what in the world? Yeah. But we did go into this, and it's like, what would be some of the most disrespectful food you could have?
I've got 2 ends of the spectrum here that are both disrespectful.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we're going to say the same. You go.
My first one, I'm going to say, because let's be honest, it aligns so well with their fan base. A charcuterie board for Melbourne fans.
Very delicate, isn't it? Prosciuttos and olives and your brie cheese.
Yeah.
That's wildly disrespectful.
A little bit of cheese fondue there. Yeah. Who knows?
So charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board.
Is disrespectful. See, I'm looking at the other end.
Okay. I
reckon like the most, like a cup of noodles or something. Because you need to bring like your
2-minute noodles in a bowl.
You need your thermos, your fork, kicking the feet up, eating noodles. That is elite bench behavior. That's disrespectful as well. See, a kebab's good. A kebab's like in the middle.
Here's the thing, though. Like I think about it, I'm like, that'd be delicious. I'm probably freezing my butt off on the bench. A cup of warm noodles would be delicious. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
what would your go-to be? Because you guys get provided meals after the game.
Straight after we
like
get meals,
pizzas,
yeah.
and you got to refuel.
Yeah. I mean, we're sponsored by KFC, so a little KFC zinger box would be quite funny.
Jeez, zinger burger on the bench.
That'd be interesting.
That is disrespectful.
I think that'd be pretty disrespectful. Nachos. I think any messy food is pretty disrespectful because once you get your hands dirty, you can't even touch anything.
If you need napkins,
you can't do anything.
you are a prick.
It's like
just plain and simple.
you fully just give it up. I think the best one, if I ever would see it, and I would absolutely love it, is if Jezza got subbed for some reason and just cracked open a beer on the side and just starts drinking it.
See, that would be acceptable in a final.
That
would be
in a grand final if you're
Yeah.
sub, maybe, but it would be absolute gold.
Very good. All right, round 21. As we said, game's starting to heat up. Don't be surprised if the Saints are one of the biggest risers in 2026. I sort of spoke about this on the Monday podcast as well with Matt Walsh and Christian Jolie. So Max King comes back next year. He's basically a new recruit. So now you don't need to rely on Cooper Sharman or Mitch Owens to be your number 1 and 2 key forwards. You got a great crop of young players to really build around. If you can lock away Nasiah, if you can get a Tom DeConing or get a Lee Galea, who they're reportedly into as well. I think a big factor in this as well is actually finishing a season strongly. I think that can really springboard into an off-season. So North Melbourne, Richmond, Essendon are 3 of the next 4 games to finish off the season. I think they can finish on a high and carry that into next season. Remember, this team played finals in 2023.
Crazy, yeah.
So I'm not doom and gloom
continually
on the
forget
Saints.
that.
Yeah. A lot of these players were in that game. So, yeah. Keep an eye on them next year.
Not sure how much money they got, but they're going to need a fair bit if they're going to get those 3 players. I'll tell you that. I'll go mine. Don't be surprised. I feel like they've flown a little bit under the radar, but Adelaide hype train is only going to get bigger and bigger.
They're not under the radar.
I don't think they're under the radar, but I think they're under, the media about them has been less than it probably should be for the year, for how well they're going. I don't think there's been a lot of stories around them in the sense of a team that's top 2 at the moment, and they're playing phenomenal. So I think, I think they deserve better in the sense of the exposure and, I guess people talking about how well they're going. And they're definitely a team that's going to make a big impact in finals. So I think the Adelaide hype train is just going to get larger and louder.
So West Coast and North are 2 of their last 4 games. Hawthorn and Collingwood are the other 2, but they are both home games. So they should lock away top 2. If they don't, a lot would have to go wrong. That's a home qualifying final in Adelaide, potentially a home prelim in Adelaide. So their path to the MCG, you can see it.
Looking pretty good.
Don't be surprised if the Hawks embrace the underdog tag in the next month. Will Day said the same in an interview this week as well on a different station. I'm not saying they will win all their next 4. I'm not saying they'll even be guaranteed top 8. They might not make it. I think they will make it, but I don't think they need to. I think they are going to embrace this. It seems like they're a team that would. I reckon Sam Mitchell will be putting that on the whiteboard and telling them what everyone's predictors say and people not having them in the top 8. I think they'll embrace it. I think they've got a ripping forward line. Yeah, they haven't really clicked of late, but with Mitch Lewis coming back, Cal Shadir both finding their form, the Mosquito fleet we all know about, and they're really settled down back with Barris and Battle and Sicily finding form, and Scrimshaw and Impey and Amon. They're still a good team, and I think they are going to give things a shake in these next 4 games. They don't need to win all of them, but just don't forget about them.
If they get on a roll in the next 4 games, they got some tough games in there, but if they get some wins against some top teams there,
Adelaide, Collingwood, Brisbane are the 3
them.
tough ones they've got.
Do you think about whenever Hawthorn went on that finals run? They weren't probably picked to be a very good team that year.
Well, that was 0-6.
When they got momentum, it was very hard to stop.
Yep.
So look out over the next 4 weeks. If they get that, there's no telling what they'll do in finals. The last one, don't be surprised. We have a little bit of a fun jersey this year, or this week, sorry. We get retro round.
You do.
So we've got a little, it's not cotton.
We touched on
it's not wool, but
it's not woolen.
Yeah.
No. We touched on it last week. I wish it was woolen.
I don't at all.
I know you don't.
Gross and disgusting.
But that's a real throwback.
Yeah. Maybe tighter shorts and shorter shorts, you reckon? But no, I think retro round will be here to stay. And next year, it will be a league-wide thing where just a few clubs. I'm not sure if Brisbane's doing it or not, but I know we are. Yeah. And I think it'll be something that you'll see as a permanent fixture in next year.
Yeah. I said last week, heritage round with rivalry round in the same
Can we just make sure the umpires wear the white coat? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Hey, before we
it's the
finish
least
up,
we could ask for.
just want to say this. Picked them last week. Gold Coast to beat Brisbane. Hatsy's going to hate it, who's our producer here. But
yeah. What a response. That's a mature response, by
very
the
mature
way.
response.
Yeah,
And
you
also,
get spanked against Adelaide and you come out and spank your arch rival. Yeah.
probably shows how good Adelaide is. But shout out to the Gold Coast Suns.
Can the Suns win it?
I wouldn't pick them to win it based on experience in finals, but I'll say they'll be a Hawthorn of 2023 or 4 in that finals campaign.
Okay.
A bit of a wild card that could make some damage.
Yeah.
You're definitely a bit nervous coming up against them.
Keep your eye out.
There you go.
Thank you, Coxy, for your time this
That's
week. Go well this weekend, mate.
Thanks, brother.
To everyone at home watching or listening, thanks for your time. Enjoy the footy. Don't forget your tips, and we'll speak to you next time.